Hey everybody, welcome back to The Loop, where we're continuing to make our way through the Bible together. Over the course of today and the next 2 days, I want to ask you to read through the 13 chapters in the book of Hebrews. So it is 13 chapters of reading, but you've got 3 days to do it. It won't be bad at all. Now, we don't really know who wrote the book of Hebrews, but we do know that they wrote the book to a group of Christians who were being persecuted for following Jesus. The author is writing to them in order to encourage them. The message of the book, pretty simple. Don't give up because Jesus is worth it. Knowing Jesus and being in a relationship with Jesus, it's great. In fact, Jesus is so great that it's worth any suffering that you may have to go through in this life. In chapters 1 and 2, the author talks about how Jesus is greater than the angels. And then in chapters 3 through 5, the author explains how Jesus is greater than even Moses. When you have to pay a price that you really don't want to pay, you always ask the question, is it really worth it? The author of Hebrews has a dogmatic answer to that question. Jesus is always worth it. As you start reading this book, I want to acknowledge that following Jesus may not always make you popular with other people. Following Jesus may mean that you get left out on the weekend. Following Jesus may mean that you get passed over for that promotion. Following Jesus will cost you in this life. But when you suffer for the sake of Jesus, it's always worth it. In Romans 8, verse 17, Paul said, if we suffer with Jesus, we will also be glorified with Jesus. As you read and reflect on these chapters, don't just think about what it might cost you. Think about the fact that Jesus is always worth it.